Alright everybody, Cranky Gun Reviews here. It is brutally cold. Like I said on the way out here, it's about 16 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm freezing my butt off. I've already been out here for about an hour and a half sighting in my rifles. I'm probably slurring a little bit because it feels like my chin's frozen, so I have some targets set up at 25 and 50 yards. They are effectively these 25-yard small bore targets. So that's what I'm going to be shooting at. I've already sighted in my rifles. This guy, I cannot say enough good about this rifle. Everything about this rifle is just awesome. 3-9 by 32 center power scope. Works great. I have one on my my Mossberg bolt action as well. The bipod on this is a different one that I have on my other rifles. The legs are a little bit wiggly, and it may have been making me pull my shots a little bit because the legs are wiggling. I've said it before, I'm not really that accurate of a shot anyway. I just can't sit still enough to make really good accurate shots. So what I'm going to do at 25 and 50 yards is hit those targets as best I can. It's about a 3-inch bullseye. We'll see how I do with all three of my rifles, my 10-22, the standard one here, my Takedown, which has a red dot, so I don't expect a lot out of that. It is accurate, but I mean, I'm getting about a 2 to 3 inch group at 25 and 50 yards. For me, that's pretty good. And then my Mossberg 146B bolt action. That one's very accurate. It's better with a bipod, but I don't have one. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up, and I'll start some shooting. It's the die. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't know how long the battery on my phone is going to last. It tends to die very quickly when it's cold out. So I'm going to try to do this as best I can. I'm using Federal Auto Match. I'm going to do 5 rounds at 25 yards, 5 rounds at 50 yards, and then I'll switch to another gun. You'll notice I did put, this is a ram line muzzle brake. I don't think it really does a whole lot. It does look pretty cool, and it was only 13 bucks, so I'm probably going to leave it on just because it looks cool. So here we go. I'm going to get started with this guy. Start off at 25 yards, and let's see how I can do here. Whoops, I made my bipod too high. I got a taller bipod this time and a little bit too tall there. All right, here we go. 25 yards. Well, it could have been better. Probably about a 2 1/4 inch spread at 25 yards. They're all on the target. Again, I'm not the best shot. This gun, I'm sure, would be much more accurate in somebody else's hands, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm freezing. You can see I'm wearing gloves. I have rubber gloves under these. My fingers are very cold, so I'll blame my accuracy on that today. And we'll see how I do when it's warmer out some other time. But all right, going out to 50 yards now. What the crap? High and left. Well, something's not right. 3 of those rounds were high. 2 of them were in the target. And I will say, whatever batch of auto match I have, I had 2 of them that I had to strike twice to get them to fire. And now I just had 3 of them that the velocity was much higher. Sometimes that's how it goes with bulk ammo. I sighted all these in with a Gila 40 grain solid. Those were, I think, 1,130 feet per second. These ones, I don't really know what they are. I thought they were around 1050. And I did put a bunch of auto match on target. I'm going to do 5 more auto match at 50 yards just because the accuracy wasn't very good, and then we'll go look at it. And that's really weird. I'm going to take you down and we'll look at the target. So this is my 25-yard target. Again, I mean, if you're looking at my thumb, the center of this is about the size of a quarter, so It's probably about 2.5, maybe a little over 2.25, 2.5 inch spread at 25 yards. Again, not too bad. My fingers are absolutely frozen. Let's walk out here to 50, and very disappointing at 50. I know this gun's more capable than what it did. So 50 yards, this is actually 10 shots. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it was basically 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And I was aiming directly at the bullseye. So when I sighted it in, this was actually, when I was sighting it in, I had 5 basically right in that little circle. So I don't know if it's because the barrel cooled down or what, but that was my sight in group. And that's what I did when I was trying to take a target. Now again, this is a Gila. This is auto match. Maybe I'll switch to a different ammo, and I'll try the top with a different ammo. All right, so this time around, I'm trying some different ammo. The first ammo I have is the Blazer that I picked up from Dick's on sale. So I'm gonna try 5 shots at 25, and then I'm gonna switch over to, well, yeah, I'll do 5 shots at 25 and then 5 shots at 50, and then I'll switch over to the Federal, what did I do here? Oh, so a Federal, the other stuff I bought from Dick's, the 1600 round bricks, I'll switch over and I'll do 5 rounds at 25 and 5 rounds at 50 with that. So starting out with the Blazer. Let's see if the accuracy is any better with this stuff. I'm not too happy with that last batch of auto match, but again, I don't remember how old it was. It was probably a pretty old batch that I've had. I took it out of the original pack and I put it into smaller packs, and it's probably been sitting in my safe for 3 years. So who knows if I damaged some of it. So let's try this again. 25 yards. Try to slow down a little bit here. Ugh, it's cold out. Well, that group looks better than the auto match. It's still a little bit big. It's about maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch smaller than the auto match at 25. Let's go to 50 and see how I do here. I pulled it. Well, it's a little bit better. Not much better, but again, I'm freezing. I keep having to blow on my hands. They are absolutely frozen right now. So I'm going to try the Federal 36 grain hollow point. This is the stuff that I said looks just like CCI Mini Mag hollow point. I'm going to shoot exactly, I guess I'll shoot the original target I had and see if I can get a tighter group. Or I'll go to a new one, actually. No, I'll go top right again. I just did top right with the Blazer. I'll go top right with the copper-plated hollow point as well. Well, the copper-plated hollow point is more accurate than the Blazer and the Federal auto match so far. Yeah. So that copper-plated hollow point stuff, I think it is the same thing as Mini Mags, and it shoots like Mini Mags. It's a tighter group. They look much better than I did with the lead round nose. Again, maybe a 1022 needs a little bit higher velocity. That stuff I think is like 1236 or something like that, so it's a little bit higher velocity. Definitely seems to be more repeatable and more accurate. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my 1022 Takedown, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this was my Federal auto match group. This was 10 rounds with the CCI Blazer, and then that 36 grain hollow point. Basically, these 3 or 4 rounds right here were all that 36 grain hollow point, and then most of the other ones up here were the Blazer. But man, that is way better than that group. So that's the auto match. That's half Blazer and half of the 36 grain hollow point. But like I said, all the ones in the bullseye, those are all the 36 grain hollow point. So let me go out to 50. And I apologize if I'm breathing heavy. I'm actually running around in between my videos to try to warm up here. All right, so same thing. Blazer and 36 grain, all the shots are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe that was 10. I did pull a couple of them. I know that was the first shot. I think that was the second shot. And then I started walking them in. I have trouble just holding still enough to get a really good group. Obviously the gun is more accurate than I am. But most of the CCI or the Blazer shots were over here. And again, these 4 here and maybe that one was that 36 grain hollow point. So that stuff is very good. I'm wicked happy with it. Glad I bought a lot of it. So I'm gonna go set up with the Takedown and I'll be right back. So just like the last test I did with my regular 1022, it's still freaking cold out. Anyway, I have 10 rounds of CCI Blazer in the magazine, and then 10 rounds of the 36 grain jacketed hollow point. This is my True Glow scope. It has no magnification, so I make no claims to accuracy with this. I know at 25 yards I'm okay. At 50 it's definitely a little bit dicey, and I have to basically put the red dot on half brightness because it's a 5mm red dot, and at 50 yards I can barely see a 3-inch dot target. So realistically, it's a great optic. I think I paid 60 bucks for it from Cabela's. I think it's okay for 25 to 30 yards. Anything beyond that, it's kind of ridiculous. So maybe eventually I'll look into getting a magnified red dot. But for now, it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and take 5 shots at 25 with the CCI Blazer, 5 shots at 50 with the Blazer. Then I'll take 5 shots with the 36 grain hollow point at 25 and 5 shots at 50, and we'll see how I do. Now, this one doesn't have a bipod on it, so I just have to hold it, so it's not going to be quite as good, but see what I can do. So I'm going at the middle left at 25 yards. That didn't look too bad, actually. I'm going to go middle left at 50, and the dot is the same size as a 3-inch target, so. Click. All right, so that was 25 and 50 with CCI Blazer. I don't think it was actually too bad. Do the same thing with the 36 grain hollow point. I think I'm pulling a little bit to the left, but the group's not too bad. So let's try the hollow point and see how it does. 25 yards. That was 5 out of 50. And the red dot got all fogged up, so those last 5 were probably not very good. It's part of the problem with it's cold. You notice I'm not wearing safety glasses right now. They fog up, and because I'm only shooting 22 and I'm shooting pretty far away, it's a pretty low risk of something getting in my face. I don't recommend shooting without them. You should always shoot with safety glasses on. Let me just blow through. I think I got a few auto match in the other mag here. I'll just blow through them. Not at the target, but... Oh, my gloves are so fat, it's not allowing the trigger to reset properly. So I had that little stutter in the middle. I get some more auto match in this one. I'll just run through these as well. Yeah, my hands are cold. I'm going to go ahead and reset with my Mossberg 146B, do the same accuracy testing with the Mossberg, and then we'll go look at the target. Alright, this is going to have to be the last part of the video. I'm just too stinking cold. I have a Smith & Wesson, well, I have another 22. Haven't done a video on it yet. If I can warm up in the next few minutes, you might get a quick sneak peek at it, but I may make you wait. But I'm going to do the same test. This is my Mossberg 146B. This has exactly the same scope that the standard 1022 I have has on it, so it's a 3:9 by 32. It has a red and green reticle in it. I really like it. It has like 5 dots in either direction, up and down, left and right, so you can adjust for windage and elevation based on where you sight it in. Right now I have it sighted in at 50 yards, so 25 and 50, it's pretty close. Let's see, with a good 24-inch long barrel, very accurate bolt action rifle, how much better I can do with this versus the 1022, or can I even get better? Maybe it's just me and that's how my targets are going to be. So let's go ahead and take some shots with this guy. And I haven't done many videos about this in a long, long time, so I'm going to shut up and shoot. I pulled it high. Believe it or not, this has a pretty good trigger in it. It's adjustable with a spring, with a leaf on it, leaf spring, and 1 screw, so you can get this thing pretty good. And I think it's a 1955 or 56. It's pretty old too. I pulled that one, but it's still a pretty good group. All right, that was a much better group than I got with the 1022, so I'm going to go out to 50 now. Wow, my red dot's terrible. Pulled that one left. I pulled that one too. Crap, went high on that one. That one was right next to my first one. I think I need to adjust the windage on this guy, but not too bad so far. Alright, so that was 10 of the Blazer. I'm going to go 5 at 25 with the copper, and then 5 at 50 with the copper as well, and we'll see how good it does with that. Oh man, that's nice. That stuff is such good ammo. That stuff is awesome. I am so happy I bought a lot of that. Oh, I pulled that left. That was pretty good. That was only 4. Yep. Alright, that was at 25, now going to 50, and my hands are absolutely frozen. This is going to have to be the end of the video. I would love to stay out here longer. I just can't. I cannot. Oh, I pulled it. I am too cold. I cannot. I can barely hold the gun. I know I can shoot better than this. I'm just too stinking cold. I can barely hold it still. My hands are just frozen. I can't shoot anymore. My hands are literally frozen. I know my phone's probably going to die because it doesn't like the cold. Let's go look at the targets, and then I got to pack up and head home because I am just freezing out here. All right, so this is the 1022 with the scope. This is with the red dot. This is the 146B. You can see these groups are much better. That's at 25 yards. Let's go out to 50. And again, I make no claim with this. Oof, man, it's cold out here.